So imagine that we have 5 projects launching in a week, and they each raised $20 million. That's $100 million of funds raised in 1 week.
I really hope that Kyle can raise $100 million a week, because I myself bought 80,000 paid tokens a couple weeks ago. But as I bought them and then did another 10 plus hours of research into paid, I just kept seeing red flag after red flag. I'm making this video to show you guys the data so you can make your own decisions. Kyle, you just heard them throw around that number of $100 million a week. During the entirety of the last bull run, they only raised $35 million. And now we're being told we could do 3 times that in a single week. If we take a look at the actual individual projects they raised for last bull run, the average raise of these like 30 projects I was able to pull from their website is only $366,000. The biggest one in this entire data set is only $1.4 million. So I just do not see how we're going to go from 366,000 54x that and get to $20 million. If we take a look here at this list that's supposed to have the biggest launch pads by total amount ever raised, the biggest one is at $500 million and the second at $108 million. I don't know if this data is correct, but it's still going to show you the point. How are we supposed to raise $100 million in a single week? The second biggest launch pad ever has only raised that much total. Seems a little bit overpromised to me. Let's go over to DAO Maker's website, one of the better well-known launchpads, and let's take a look at their data for completed token sales. And we can scroll all the way down the list. Most of these are $100,000 to $500,000. And even once we get all the way to the bottom here, the biggest raise that they have is this one right here at just $3.9 million. Now this problem goes a lot further than just what seems like a gross over-exaggeration of what's possible. The cornerstone of paid token is the phenomenal tokenomics, and I gotta give it to Kyle. He did a superb job designing the tokenomics of this coin. When I go invest money in a project through paid, paid's gonna charge me an extra 10% fee on top of the money I invested, but that doesn't go back to Kyle, it doesn't go back to the team. That money is gonna be used in the community, half of which is gonna be used to buy paid token back on the open market and just burn it. The problem is when I'm on a live stream and I'm being told $100 million a week in raise, and hundreds of other people are probably thinking the same thing, and we're all doing the math in our head. Oh, that means $5 million a week in buybacks and burns. And we go look at the market cap and we say, wow, that is going to be an insane amount of upwards price pressure. And then we buy. Here's the second really big red flag that screwed me when I was buying Paid Network and probably screwed a lot of you guys. So when I bought Paid Network at the time, I thought this was like a $25 million project market cap. And 2 hours after buying that, I hop over here to CoinGecko and I see, what? This is a 3 times bigger project than I thought it was when I purchased it. I don't think it's that great a purchase anymore. So I do my due diligence. I hop into the Paid Network Discord. I hop into Kyle's private group. I even ask one of the moderators from Kyle's group. No response, except for the moderator who said, I don't know. Why don't you go ask in the Paid Network Discord, which I already did. And this theme of Kyle like really not communicating is going to something we're going to see over and over and over again. And it's probably the biggest red flag. About a week later, after all this happens, they post the newest white paper in the Paid Network Discord. And look at that, 246 million coins is the current circulating supply of paid, which means that CoinGecko is right. And CoinMarketCap is wrong by a factor of 3. Now, this might not seem like that big a problem, but when you think I bought this coin thinking it was way smaller, thousands of other people probably did too. And where this really becomes a red flag is like, you don't think that this project that Kyle and his team are working on so much have ever come to the biggest website in all of crypto, probably CoinMarketCap, and looked at their projects and said, oh wait, this is wrong. This is wrong. And it's screwing over people who are trying to buy our project because they're buying it at the wrong valuation. I don't know what's happened in the background, but I'm saying it seems very odd to me that this has never gotten fixed. This is a huge issue. Let's take a look at a couple of things Kyle said during that live stream about 3 weeks ago.
I'm going to have Vlad on the channel here next week to tell you guys more detail. And I don't want to tell too much because there's so much. And then we have another exchange. So that one's probably going to be first. Hopefully it's next week. I can't tell you guys anything for sure, but it's a big one. And then the next week after, there's another exchange listing coming.
It's been almost 3 weeks since that live stream happened. And where are the things that we were told about? What happened to that passion and that gusto that you used to tell us about those 2 exchange listings and then got us excited to go out and buy paid token, and now we're all down on our investment? What about the live stream, a simple live stream to do with Vlad, the CEO of the first game, the first project that Paid Network is going to be launching? What happened to that? It's been almost 3 weeks and you said next week it's going to happen. And yes, I get it. Life happens. People are busy. But again, it just seems like another data point in where we've been promised this much. Let's take a look at Kyle's Twitter. Okay, this is a guy who tweeted almost 20 times yesterday. Now, you think a guy who's super passionate and excited about a project would be talking about it a lot, at least giving us updates on why these things haven't happened. Where are the updates? I'm looking for them. I haven't seen him in his YouTube videos. I'm looking for Paid, searching through his Twitter. I can't find one meaningful tweet that adds more information about Paid since the live stream, except for this one, talking about how staking is now live. But look at this. You can see here, we have a tweet from January 8th, and then January 11th, January 10th. 3 tweets promoting the live stream that he did to tell us about all this great stuff that we're analyzing right now. He can do 3 tweets promoting that event, but cannot give us any other updates about the stuff he talked about in it in nearly 3 weeks. Maybe it's out there somewhere, but I can't find it. The interview that he was going to do with Vlad, I can't find anything. It's just so much data to me that there is either a total lack of communication or there's being way more promise than they're actually on a train to deliver. Let's take a bit of a break and let's look at the projects that Paid Network launched last bull run and how successful they were so we can see if we might be interested in investing this bull run. Of these 28 projects, from the IDO price of the token to the highest price that the token ever traded at, there was an average return of 2,200%, a 22x, which is insane. And if we take a look at this chart here, we can see of these 28 projects, only one lost money, and over 7 of them did 20+x returns. The quality of the project that you invest in matters a lot. If you look at the charts for most of these coins, probably about 70% of the projects I just showed you, this is what the chart looks like. I mean, this coin is down 80% in 3 months. Looking at the unlock schedule for these coins, only 10% of your coins were actually available at the token generation event, and the rest were 10% monthly thereafter. So you only got to sell 10% of your coins at the maximum price ever. You ended up selling most of them down here where it was down 80-90%. So this is CryoWar, the most successful project of all the ones that are in my data set. From 3 cents IDO price to over $4.50, a 16,000% return. But the vesting schedule, you're gonna only get 20% of your tokens at the start. You're gonna get them monthly for another 6 months. You'll see here that the maximum investment for this project was only $50, but Kyle did say that he doesn't plan on having a maximum investment unless a company specifically requests it, which sounds good, but at the same time, it will mean that the good projects will be taken instantly by people who have a lot of money to spend. Let's take a look and see what happens if we actually sell these tokens when we get them unlocked. Most of the tokens look like this, so we probably want to sell them as soon as we can. And we missed this entire run up because, I mean, how did we know it was going to run up? Most of these coins are going down after launch, and we keep selling all the way down. So sure, doing this, you would still make a 2,800% return, but that's only 17% of the advertised number. And this isn't anything against Kyle or Paid, but this is just showing you guys that those crazy numbers you see on launch pads, there's a lot of caveats. They also launched Shitis last bull run, and another extremely successful project with 10,000% returns. But take it into the vesting schedule, you only get about 15% of the advertised returns. So if we take a look at these average maximum returns of 2,200% and say, based on our case study, you're only getting about 16% of that, you're still getting 350% returns, but it's just not nearly what is advertised. And again, this is nothing against Kyle. This is just a launchpad thing. Even with all these red flags, Paid Network could still go to the moon. The biggest reason for that is the level of influencers that Kyle is partnered with. I've personally seen Alex Becker promote this project, and he's got over 1 million YouTube subscribers. And I've seen Virtual Bacon promote it on his channel. We can also see that the first game that Paid Network's doing a launch for is a true AAA game. As Virtual Bacon said, he thinks that this is the biggest game in crypto right now. The developers for this game worked on a title called Warface. It says here they boast more than 140 million users worldwide. So this team knows what they're doing. And they have let some really big streamers like Dr. Disrespect play the game in the alpha state.
The visuals are amazing. The best I've ever seen in a battle royale. And it's still in development.
Yeah, him and other streamers say that it's a really good game. If streamers are playing this game and then hundreds of thousands of viewers are watching, then this game could really blow up. This is a big green flag. I'm planning on selling all of my paid tokens. I'm gonna wait until we get one of these live streams or we get one of these exchange listings that we were told about, because it's just, I can't believe in the project anymore. After we've been told so much and then it hasn't happened, how do I know the stuff that we've been told about the future is gonna happen? Like after all this.